Hi everyone, I'm Glenda with SureFit Designs. Today I'm going to talk to you about princess line designing, specifically shaping that princess line in at your waistline. In two previous videos, one I showed you how to design the princess line into the shoulder line, and in another of the videos I showed you how to take that princess line into the armscye. Today we're going to talk about shaping in at the waistline. Now, I'm just going to do a quick review. Once you have got your body blueprint designed to your specific body shape and size, like I'm showing here, then we need to draw on some of your drawing and design lines. And so let me just get some of these specific marks in place for you. First of all, we are going to transfer the grain line marking from here and make a parallel grain line marking on the side front section of the bodice. Let me just line up turn my grain ruler around here so that it's totally parallel. There we go. And I'm going to draw a straight line, knowing that that's parallel to the existing grain line, because when I cut the side front portion away from the center front portion, I'll want to make sure that I've got that for alignment purposes on the fabric. Then we are going to draw in the rest of the shaping that's required for the princess line. Now, in this demonstration, I will be just taking the princess line up into the shoulder line like that, and it's going to continue down through the waist fitting dart like this. And I'm going to talk about this waist fitting dart and the shaping that you can achieve as you use the sides of the dart rather than coming straight down through that dart. But one other thing that we need to do is draw the designer's dart. Now this dart comes from the beginning of the dart and goes up to the point of your apex, just like that. One last thing that I need to draw on here are X's for matching notches. I'll put an X up at the top, and I'm also going to do, I'm going to do a straight line going across here because it's going to give me matching designation whether I use the side of the dart or the center of that dart. Okay, now then what we need to do is cut on this line and separate the two pieces apart. And I should just mention that this is a stripped down pattern. It doesn't have seam allowances on it, and I did that on purpose so that I kept it nice and clean for your visual understanding of what I'm doing. Then, once this is all cut apart, then you're going to draw your separate pattern pieces out, and I've done this particular one in green, and this is an example where I've cut down through the center of the waist fitting dart, and then the other side of it would look like this. And let me just get that pinned in place. You, of course, are going to be working on a table at home, and so you won't have the floppy situation that I do up here on this board. Now, here I've done this in green. There is the designer's dart. What we need to do now is cut that designer's dart out and simply pivot this side shut like this. You're pivoting your bust dart closed in that manner, and I just had a little piece of tape there that I just laid over top. And you can see what happened is it opened up the dart from the side seam and put it in the shoulder line. If you had a B cup dart here, you'll have a B opening there. If you have a C cup, you'll get a C opening. You always transfer that same excellent shape. Now, when we take the cutting line down through the center of the waist fitting dart, you end up with more fullness at your waistline, much like the blouse that I'm wearing. So it went right down through the center. I also just very gradually tapered the side seams so that I had some fullness at the side seam area as well, because I knew that I wanted to wear this as an over blouse. Now you say, but yes, on another garment you would like your waistline to be a little bit more tapered. So we can do that as well. let me just remove this particular example. And the next one that I have done is in red so that you can really see the difference here. And it would look like this. So instead of cutting down through the center of the waist fitting dart, as my first example did, now you can see my red lines. I'm cutting down and I cut on either side of that waist fitting dart. Let me put up the side front and you can see how different this is going to look, like this. All right, and now when I sew that together, now you can see on this mannequin how nicely shaped that is at the waistline. And there is no fullness like I've got on the blouse that I'm wearing. So that's the difference, is it will taper it in to your body. Now once again, remember that I did say this is called a strip down pattern. So in order that you can cut it out and sew it together without losing any of the ease, you do need to add seam allowances in place like I've done on this particular sample. Now where you're going to find directions for adding seam allowances, there actually is another video in the video library called Adding Seam Allowances. You do it very easily with the SureFit Designs Designing Stylus. And, excuse me, where you're going to find directions for doing the princess line designing is in the SureFit Designs instruction book. It's on page 32. And if you'd like to take the princess line all the way down into a dress style of garment, you'll find those directions in Beyond Bodice Basics. So for this and other informative videos of working with your SureFit Designs kits, please make sure that you go on over to the SureFit Designs Learning Center to the video library.